So what's the latest that you can tell us, Barry? How did we get to this point where there's a charge? It's extraordinary, a charge being laid against the National Police Commissioner.
Good morning, Tula Sizwe. Well, what the letter sets out, there's two letters here. One is an information note going to Minister Khehla informing him that IPID has opened up this criminal complaint. The other is to the National Police Commissioner. And what it does, it sets out a timeline for us. It starts back in, it was January last year, where the General himself asks IPID to please investigate the circumstances and the failures within SAPS leading up to the murder of Charl Kinnear. But then it goes into the detail, saying that on 3 occasions during the course of last year, IPID investigators tried to set up meetings with General Sitole to get his get statements from him, get an understanding of what he knew at the time and his role in certain things. Even went as far as the investigators disclosing to a legal person in the General's office what exactly they needed. But despite these numerous efforts, the General did not avail himself until it got to the point, beginning of December, they went and opened up this case. Now, what IPID relies on is Section 29(2) of the IPID Act, which states all police officials must cooperate in an investigation. Yeah. And if you look at this year, he did not cooperate in the investigation. They then fall to Section 33, which states that failure to cooperate in the investigation makes person guilty and liable to a fine or up to 2 years in prison. So that's the charge that they've opened up.
Wow. And is it our understanding, Barry, that this is not the first time that he has failed, as the police commissioner, to cooperate with an investigation?
Exactly that. There is this matter of the court case that is hanging over Sitole's head, which is sitting on the president's desk. You recall last year, it's almost 4 months ago, President Cyril Ramaphosa sent this letter to Sitole asking him to give reasons why he should not be suspended. And that relates to an IPID investigation into the so-called grabber. You'll recall that round about the ANC's elective conference several years ago. There was this crime intelligence, an attempt to procure a grabber at highly inflated prices to get funds. The General was supposed to have declassified documents to assist IPID in going about their investigation. He frustrated that to the point that IPID went to court and they obtained this order against him that found that he was failing in his duties. So here it shows that he was not cooperating in that particular matter in an investigation with IPID, and now we follow on to this. 2 high-profile matters that our #1 cop is not cooperating with IPID as is required by law and by duty, I suppose. Yeah.
So are we able to raise any of these people? Are they speaking from the police to IPID? Are we hearing anyone talking about this situation?
Not from the SAPS just yet, but I have got a comment from Liranzo Temba from the Minister Khehla's office saying that, yes, they confirm reception of this, having received the note, and it's been forwarded on to the presidency. So, like I just said, presidency sitting with another matter. Here's another one that's landed on his desk to deal with. It
makes sense, Barry, before you proceed, because the National Commissioner is at the level of Director General, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and that's what is clarified by the Police Ministry as well. They forwarded on to the President to deal with. IPID is quite unhappy with the fact that this matter has out. They're not commenting on it, but just take a listen to Grace Lunga, what she had to say to ENCA.
It is unfortunate that this info note was leaked to the public and was not released formally by the Independent Police Investigative Directorate. Therefore, for these reasons, we will not be discussing the content of the letter or any matter related to this info note, because doing so means we will be encouraging people to continue leaking information. And information has to be released by the institution in a formal and properly manner so that we can be able to engage with the issues. At this current state, we are talking about an information that is leaked. And we do not want to entertain that. We do not want to be party to those who continues to leak information.
So, Barry, it's seeming to me like that there's something going on with that position of National Police Commissioner. It seems inheriting it is, you're inheriting the poisoned chalice, really, at this point. Many of these ex-police commissioners were besieged during their time in office, and Khehla Sitole is no different. You mentioned there's two matters where he failed to cooperate with IPID. There's that whole issue around give me reasons why you shouldn't be put on suspension while we investigate your suitability to hold office, that board of inquiry process, and also the criticism that he came under during the riots last year in July, that he, the criticism is that he was absent.
That's right. But, I think we need to be mindful as well. So that the criticism of his absence during the riots is related to his police, his public profile, I suppose, as it is as our number one police official. And, the criticism there you could waver on it a bit. But in these two other instances, we've got a court case. So it's not like there's an agenda being driven against him, if you want to call it that, where a court has found that he did not adhere to his duties as the general of the SAPS. And here we've got another case where IPID was open in its correspondence when it states, we tried to get hold of you on this date, this date, this date, and you did not. Here is what the law says, Section 29.2, Section 33, and you did not cooperate. I mean, it's almost clear as day that we've got a problem here with somebody in this position who doesn't want to cooperate with legitimate investigations.
I wonder what that is about, Barry. I wonder what it's about, because he's availed himself even for media interviews at times, whereas, there's IPID, they're saying, hey, I know that it's not the same topic that the media wanted to address as what IPID wanted to address, but if you are so available even to speak to media, surely...
You can make a plan for IPID investigators.
Yeah. ENCA's Barry Bateman watching that story for you.